I've proven my point. Gordon's been driven mad. I've demonstrated there's no difference between me and everyone else.
Welcome back to Director's Choice. Comic books have provided us with years of entertainment, from amazing storylines, character development, and an almost perfect collection of superheroes and villains. Typically, the tragic to heroic stories of the superheroes and main protagonists have fans falling in love with them. But there is one antagonist, a supervillain, who is inarguably more popular than some superheroes: the Joker.
Sometimes I remember it one way, sometimes another. If I'm going to have a past, I prefer it to be multiple choice. My point is, I went crazy.
With his multi-choice background story and a completely detached mentality, the Joker has none of the expected elements of a fan-favorite character. So it is quite a surprise and an interesting topic for conversation to realize that there are some parts of his personality that some people see as warped versions of themselves. Although for the most part, most comic fans who love the Joker simply understand how certain concepts in his life contribute to his dark personality. And we can't ignore the fact that his existence continues to provide content for the development of his ultimate arch-enemy, Batman.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, I give you the average man. Impressive, eh?
In this episode of Director's Choice, we want to take a look at just how much of that existence the Joker is really aware of in the comic series.
That sentimental candy floss. The next, it takes you somewhere you don't want to be. Somewhere dark and cold, filled with the damp, ambiguous shapes of things you...
Do his offhanded comments have more implied meaning than they appear? Is there a wraparound to his hyper-awareness? How much does he know about himself as a fictional character? Well, keep watching to find out. Alright, let's get down to it. Here is the Director's Choice breakdown of why the Joker knows he is in a comic book.
Merry Christmas, Batman! I'm so glad you could join us.
What's your game, Joker?
Oh, just a little holiday entertainment, Batman.
Looking deeper into the fictional existence of self-awareness of the Joker means that we need to establish some explanation to the concept of breaking the fourth wall.
Remembering's dangerous. I find the past such a worrying, anxious place. Yes, memory's so treacherous. One moment...
Breaking the fourth wall is when a character in a book, movie, or stage performance makes direct contact with the audience or viewer. When the fourth wall is breached, it means that the character is aware that the performance or setting isn't real, and they're simply playing a role.
Really is a shame you'll miss your father's debut, Miss Gordon. Sadly, our venue wasn't built with the disabled in mind.
Why are you doing this?
To prove a point. Here's to crime.
In movies, this occurs usually when a character is narrating or explaining an event, and since it is being acted, the moment of breaking the fourth wall is easier to notice than in comics. In comic books, the reader is drawn to the illustrated storyline, and having a character refer, speak, or look directly at the reader breaks that wall between reality and fiction. Some of the most popular comic characters to do this are Deadpool, Superman, and the Joker. Deadpool's dismissal of the fourth wall is a great part of his character and plot, but for the Joker, his awareness of being a character can be explained in different contexts. And we will explore this context later on in this video, so make sure you keep watching. But for now, let's get back to the Joker and breaking the fourth wall.
Will Green Lantern ever admit to his feelings? Will Hawkgirl ever stop sublimating her passions with that big honkin' mace? Will true love conquer all?
In the comic series, the Joker finds himself constantly under probe at the asylum, and he exhibits several behaviors that have been explained through different categories of mental illnesses and psychological disorder. However, there are moments in the comic book that he makes us realize that he is aware of his existence as a character.
Talk like one of them. You're not. Even if you'd like to be.
There are several instances where he refers to everything he does as a performance with an audience. Joker holds on to the belief that his insanity is simply an over-awareness of life itself, and that automatically makes his supposed imaginations a reality. Joker falters between the idea of being in reality with an imagined audience, which is the readers, or being the imagination of a real audience.
I never heard him cry. He's always been such a happy little boy.
There is a point in the Detective Comics that has the Joker talking about his plan for a whole page without referring to anyone, which means he was speaking to the readers. The Joker has also directed readers to carry out actions like turn the page or find a coin. There is also the iconic moment in the 2010 release of the Batman 80-page giant comic when Joker argues with a psychiatrist about the motivation for what he does, and the Joker blatantly admits that he believes he is a fictional character, and so is the psychiatrist. Then the Joker rethinks on everything and looks straight at the reader, asking if we are real.
Ladies and gentlemen, although there doesn't seem to be either here, how about children of all ages? You must have received your free ticket. Oh, I'm so glad.
Although it may be easy to chalk these instances up to his insanity, they are too close to reality and cannot be dismissed as empty analysis. And that begs the question, why does he actually know?
Come on, is it that bad?
Yes, it is. And if it were up to me,
Right now it is.
I'd throw the book at him.
Throw the book. 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 Throw the book.
A common theory among fans of the Batman series and the Joker's storyline in the comic books is the idea that the Joker might be hyper-sane, not insane.
We wouldn't want our little caged rodent to suffocate, so we'll just punch some air holes.
The concept of having a mental illness usually implies that the individual suffers directly or indirectly from the effects of their mental disorder. The Joker, in this context, doesn't feel remorse for any of his actions. Instead, he acts with careful intent to wreak havoc and leave a trail of disaster for Batman, who tries to be a noble vigilante superhero. Going by this thought process, it may be safe to say that while the Joker isn't entirely sane, he may not be insane to the point of being locked up in an asylum. He only has a larger and therefore a more horrid perspective of what life really holds in store. And because no one can really understand the way he sees life, it is assumed that he has psychological problems.
All it takes is one bad day. That's how far the world is from where I am. Just one bad day. You had a bad day once, am I right? Oh, I know I am. I can tell. You had a bad day and everything changed. Dressing up like a flying rat doesn't hide it, it screams it. You had a bad day and it drove.
This overblown concept of reality that the Joker has is what leads him to lose touch with his sane feelings and actions. Seeing that there is more disaster in the world than humans are ready to accept, the Joker sets out to bring the true evil forward. He is known as the Clown Prince after all.
Some woman found Miss Gordon. Name of Colleen Miles. She found the, victim in a state of undress.
Undress?
They didn't tell you? Pretty sick, ain't it?
With this theory, it becomes understandable that the Joker is just as aware of the reality of the world in the comics as he is aware of his existence as a fictional character playing a role. The Joker knows that he exists to provide a glimpse into the evil of the world, and he can't do that without the existence of someone chasing down evil, which is where Batman comes into play.
Break you in two. Oh, Batman. If you had the guts for that kind of fun, you would have done it years ago. I, on the other hand...
Their coexistence as the super good and super bad is a reflection of the extremities of humans. The Joker knows this, and he tries to explain it to Batman a few times to bring him into the hyper-sane perspective, but that doesn't work. Because if Batman was aware, then the substance of the comics will be lost, which would leave no need for their existence.
You know I won't. I'm gonna blow his deranged brains out! And if you want to stop it, you're gonna have to shoot me! Right in my face!
This is turning out even better than I'd hoped.
So, the Joker continues to struggle with the label of being insane, when it is simply an over-the-conscious mind with the worst intentions. His hyper-awareness of reality and a creative mindset. What drives the Joker to evil? The Joker is nihilistic. Before you run off in search of what exactly that means, just stick around and we'll break it down in a few minutes.
Do guests get to keep these?
Sure, you do whatever you want with it. We got a closet full of them.
Now, nihilism is a type of belief that life is valueless and nothing should be communicated. To put it simply, it is a belief in nothing, no one, and no higher power. Nihilists don't believe that there should be values or commitment to honesty, loyalty, purpose, or any form of responsibility to self and others.
You're not going to leave him like this, are you?
Why?
Hello? He's still alive.
And he's going to stay that way until I say we don't need him anymore.
Lex, listen to someone who knows. Don't wait. Do it now.
You don't like my decisions? Leave.
And they say I'm crazy.
A nihilistic person would be extremely pessimistic to the point of condemning all forms of existence as irrelevant. Does this ring any bells? The Joker, maybe? Well, if you haven't connected the dots yet, pay close attention.
I'm sure all the folks at home will enjoy sharing this special occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, live from the top of Mount Gotham, the death of Batman.
The Joker does not believe in anything, and he bears no loyalty. In fact, if there's anything in semblance to a purpose, he steps against it, which is why he constantly tells those associated with him that he has no plans, just an impulse to wreak havoc and cause destruction. When you put together the possibility of the Joker being hyper-sane and his nihilistic tendencies, it almost makes perfect sense that he knows he is in a comic book and revels in the idea of causing uncharted evil everywhere. Enjoying Batman's constant frustration at his efforts only fuels the Joker's nihilistic personality, making him dive into worse methods of creating disaster in every setting. It is not an unawareness of his evil actions and the consequences. It is an over-awareness. The Joker is one of the most popular supervillains of all time, and the reason goes way beyond the fact that he is Batman's ultimate nemesis and arch-enemy.
I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No, you complete me.
With an undefined background and a continuously gory plot, the Joker leaves a lot of unanswered questions that make him all the more compelling. And the fact that he knows he is in a comic book is just another allure of the Joker.
I got nothing left to lose. Nothing can hurt me anymore.
The Joker is in a different reality than any other person in the comic series, and as a result, he is forced to live in an asylum with a plot development that makes him evil and delirious. Some would say his nihilistic hyper-awareness is the reason for his gory crimes. While he doesn't believe in good or bad, the Joker also knows he is in a comic book, and none of his evil is actually hurting anyone.
Thank you for Joker.
You want to tell it to me?
The Joker's existence is only to define the role of Batman and vice versa, which makes them truly undying. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us on the breakdown of why the Joker knows he is in a comic book. Take a look at this other recent clip by Director's Choice, and make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified with our latest videos.